Hello students, today we are going to read the first flight book, the second chapter, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. And this one is extract taken from the diary written by himself, Nelson Mandela. The back history of the chapter is, are you familiar with the word apartheidism? Apartheidism, it is a political system that separates people on the basis of their race, color, caste, and creed. It was in function in South Africa till 1994. On 10th May 1994, it came to an end in the leadership of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. He had been fighting against apartheidism since his childhood, and for that, he had to spend his valuable 30 years of life in prison. In 1994, the first democratic election were held, and ANC, African National Congress, party led by Mandela, got majority by 252 out of 400 seats. This lesson is the extract from Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom. This lesson is the part of his speech delivered by him when he sworn in as the first black president of South Africa. The occasion was the inauguration to hold the post of the president. Inauguration ceremony took place in Union Building Amphitheatre in Pretoria. Politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world attended the ceremony. The inauguration was the largest gathering ever of international leaders in South Africa, and it was called a rainbow gathering. Union Building in Pretoria had been the seat of white people for decades, but that day it was full by the gathering of blacks, whites, and different colored more than 1 lakh people, which looked like a rainbow on the occasion of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government's installation. Mandela went with his daughter Janani Mandela, Mr. De Klerk sworn in as second deputy president, Mr. Thabo Mbeki, he sworn in as the first deputy president, and then as national president, Mr. Nelson Mandela went to the podium to sworn in as the president. In this inaugural speech, he said that he would remain abide with the constitution and devote himself for the well-being of the republic and its people as well. His speech was just a place in which he said that we were outlaws for centuries, but at last we have achieved our political emancipation. Because the people of South Africa, they were outlaws. He pledged to liberate his people from bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. He vowed that the sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. He thought all the dignitaries, and also he thanked all the dignitaries who were present there. After his speech, in the sky, jet helicopters roared, which was not only the precision but a demonstration of the loyalty of military to democracy. He even felt proud when military officials saluted him. Impala jet trailed the smoke of the black, red, green, blue, and gold lines in the sky, which were the colors of the new South Africa's flag. Both the national anthem were sung. It means in South Africa, national anthem also was divided into two parts. One part was sung by the white people and the second one was by black people. And for white it was Nkosi Sikelel' iAfrika, and black people used to sing Die Hard. But on that particular day, both the national anthem were sung by people, and later on, as Mandela said, that people will learn by heart. Nelson Mandela says he was very happy when remembered the first decade of the 20th century, while people patched up their differences. White people had patched the differences between them and framed a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people. This was the harshest, most inhuman societies the world ever had experienced. Now it was overturned forever. He remembered the great patriots who had sacrificed their lives for the freedom, though they were not present at that time when he was sworn in as the president of South Africa. He said, the deep and lasting wound would never be healed. Another consequences of this operation was, though it was operation, but the consequences were different. If one part of the consequence was very vulnerable, but the second part of that, it was good for the betterment of South Africa. And what was that? It was the emergence of Chief Lathulus, Yusuf Dadus, Walter Sisulu, Bram Fischer, Robert Sobus, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. He prepared his people the most finer and true than the purest diamond alive beneath its soil, the soil of South Africa. Now, you come to definition of courage. According to Nelson Mandela, as he has defined courage, according to Mandela, he says it was not the absence of fear. Courage is not only that much the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Triumph over that fear is courage. The brave man is not he was, doesn't feel afraid, but he who has already conquered that fear. About love and hate, Mandela believed that nobody takes birth with hate for others on the basis of their color, background, and religion. They learn hate, and if anyone can learn to hate, then why do they can't learn to love? He cites an example. When he was being punished in jail, he found one of the guards having sympathy for him. He says, man's goodness is a flame that cannot be hidden, but it can be heated, but it can never be extinguished. According to him, man has two obligations. Regarding obligation, he says, man has two obligations. First one is obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. The second obligation is for the people, for the community, and for the country. In Africa, it was impossible to fulfill both the obligations. Colored people who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. He experienced this feeling in his own life itself. So there was a transformation that occurred in Nelson Mandela. When he was in his childhood, he availed freedom of nature, freedom for self, staying outside at night, to marry. But when he became young, he found it was mere an illusion. He saw in his society the freedom was curtailed. Now his ambition was changed. He wanted to have freedom for the whole society who were curtailed their freedom. He joined ANC, African National Congress. He wanted freedom, life of dignity and self-respect. A tremendous transformation came into his life. And what kind of transformation it was? From frightened young to bold one. He became bold. A law-abiding attorney to a criminal. A family-loving husband to without a home. Regarding freedom, he believed that I cannot enjoy the poor and limited freedom which he was allowed to avail, because he knew it very well, other people of his society were not free. He said, freedom is indivisible. It cannot be divided. Chain on anyone means chain on all of them. And if the chain is on all of them, means chain on me too. Regarding oppressor and oppressed, he says, he treats oppressor and oppressed are same, as both are captive. A man who takes away another's freedom, he himself is locked behind bar of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. I am not free if I have taken away anybody's liberty. It is just like I am not free if my freedom has been taken away by someone. Likewise, oppressor and oppressed, both are robbed their humanity. So this is the nutshell of the story. The whole story I tried to narrate in a very short form, and I think you might have come to understand the chapter. So you also go through the lesson by yourself and see this video time and again. And if anything is left, then you can contact to me and I will give you supplements. Thank you. Thank you very much.